Yahweh, the God who transcends Israel, the Almighty whose name has echoed throughout time, often confined to the pages of ancient scriptures. But what if I told you that Yahweh was not merely the God of Israel, but a divine presence that predated Israel itself? Imagine a deity that existed long before Moses received the call on Mount Sinai, a force that has whispered through the hearts of not only the chosen people, but of countless civilizations. Could it be that Yahweh's reach extends far beyond the borders of Israel? Could there be a forgotten truth that has been hidden for centuries, veiled in history, waiting to be revealed? Today we will journey through time, peeling back the layers of ancient history to uncover Yahweh's universal presence. You'll discover how this powerful force was known long before the birth of Israel, worshipped by figures like Melchizedek and Abraham, individuals whose faith transcended their heritage. You'll see that Yahweh's influence wasn't confined to one nation, but spread across the lands, reaching people who were not Israelites, but still chosen by the Almighty. Why has the world forgotten this? Why do we only associate Yahweh with the history of one people? In this video, you will learn why Yahweh's divine mission was, and still is, meant for the entire world, and how his power was known and revered by those who had no ties to Israel. You'll come to understand that Yahweh isn't just a distant historical figure, but a living God whose love is meant for all of humanity. So, as you listen, I ask you to open your heart and mind. Let the ancient whispers of Yahweh's truth heal, inspire, and call you to discover a deeper connection with the Creator who has always been present, not just for Israel, but for you. What role does Yahweh play in your life today? Comment below with your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe and like for more revelations from the ancient texts. Yahweh is not just a God confined to the borders of Israel. He is the God who existed long before the formation of a nation, long before the story of Moses at Sinai. The idea that Yahweh was, and still is, a deity worshipped outside the boundaries of Israel might be a revelation to many, but it is a truth hidden in the pages of ancient history, waiting to be uncovered. Imagine for a moment the time of Enosh, the grandson of Adam. The Bible tells us that during this time, people began to call upon the name of the Lord. Genesis chapter 4:26. But who was this Lord they called upon? Was it not Yahweh? In the heart of humanity's early existence, a divine presence was already at work, shaping the destiny of all people, not just the descendants of Abraham. The worship of Yahweh didn't start with Israel, and this is the key to understanding the universal nature of the Almighty. Many of us, especially in the context of modern religious thought, tend to associate Yahweh with the Israelites alone, but this belief is a narrow interpretation of the divine. Yahweh was known long before the nation of Israel was ever formed. The ancient texts and even archaeological findings show us that the worship of Yahweh transcended geographical borders. Evidence suggests that the people of the ancient world, even those who lived far outside Israel, recognized the power and the presence of Yahweh. Consider the example of Abraham, the patriarch of the Israelites. Before he was even called to be the father of a great nation, he had already encountered Yahweh. Abraham's relationship with Yahweh was one of faith, trust, and covenant. But this encounter was not just a personal revelation for Abraham alone. It was a foreshadowing of a divine promise that would extend to all nations. Yahweh didn't come to Abraham simply as the God of one people, but as the God of all who are willing to listen and follow his voice. And then there is Melchizedek, the mysterious king of Salem. He is a fascinating figure, a priest of Yahweh who wasn't an Israelite. In Genesis 14, when Abraham returns victorious from battle, Melchizedek comes to bless him. This priest of Yahweh, who had no lineage tied to Israel, offered Abraham bread and wine, and in that moment acknowledged Yahweh as the Most High God. The very fact that Melchizedek recognized and served Yahweh before the existence of Israel is a profound revelation. It shows us that Yahweh's presence and power were not limited to a particular people or land, but were accessible to all who had the heart to seek him. The appearance of Melchizedek is a reminder that Yahweh's divine plan is larger than any one nation. Yahweh is not a tribal god, but the creator of all. His holiness and majesty were recognized across the ancient world, even in places far from Israel. And this is where we see the wider implications of his sovereignty. Yahweh was and continues to be a God for all humanity. He is the God who calls out to all nations, regardless of ethnicity or background, inviting them into a relationship with him. It is easy for us to think that Yahweh's influence was only felt through Israel's history, but this is a misconception. The people of the ancient world were not blind to his power. Their stories, though not recorded in the Bible, echo with themes of divine encounter, worship, and reverence for a higher power. The evidence of Yahweh's presence in their lives is found in the stories of people like Job, a man who lived in a land far removed from Israel. Despite not being part of the chosen nation, Job recognized the greatness of Yahweh and was sustained by his faithfulness. The importance of this understanding cannot be overstated. Yahweh's relationship with his creation is not limited by the constraints of Israel's history or the pages of the Old Testament. He is not just a God of a particular people, but a universal force that has always been present, guiding and protecting, calling all to worship and love him. His name, Yahweh, was known by people from all corners of the ancient world, even those who had never set foot in Israel. Take Jethro, for example. He was not an Israelite, yet when he heard of Yahweh's miraculous acts in Egypt, he praised the God of Israel, acknowledging him as the one true God. Jethro, a priest of Midian, recognized Yahweh's sovereignty and wisdom, even though he was not a member of the chosen people. This recognition was not an isolated event. It was part of a larger narrative that shows how Yahweh's presence permeates throughout all cultures and peoples. Jethro's story is a testament to the fact that Yahweh's power and grace were not confined to Israel alone, but extended to all who were willing to open their hearts to him. The historical evidence is clear. Yahweh's influence and recognition stretched beyond Israel's borders. As we delve deeper into the scriptures, we realize that his sovereignty was acknowledged by many nations. It wasn't just Israel that knew his name. The ancient world, with its rich tapestry of cultures and belief systems, had a deep awareness of Yahweh. And this awareness was not a coincidence. What does this mean for us today? It means that Yahweh's work in the world is not limited to a single group of people. His reach is far and wide, his love is boundless, and his invitation to salvation is open to all. We too are part of that invitation, just as Melchizedek, Jethro, and countless others were. By understanding that Yahweh is a universal God, not confined to Israel, we begin to see the true scope of his love and mission. He is calling all people to himself, regardless of their background or history. His message is one of hope, healing, and salvation for every nation, tribe, and tongue. And as we reflect on the stories of those who worshipped Yahweh before Israel was even formed, let us be reminded that God's call is not bound by time or place. It is a call that echoes throughout history, inviting all to know him, to follow him, and to worship him. In the next part of our journey, we will explore how Yahweh's mission was not just for the people of Israel, but for the entire world. His love and his salvation were meant to extend far beyond the confines of one nation. And we will see how his influence reached across the ancient world, preparing the way for the message of salvation to be spread to all corners of the earth. The story of Yahweh is a story for all people, and his call is as relevant today as it was in the time of Abraham, Melchizedek, and Jethro. Let us remember, Yahweh is not just a God for Israel. He is the God for all people, and his love is calling us all to be a part of his divine story. The story of Yahweh's presence across various cultures is a powerful reminder of the universal nature of God. It is a message that transcends the limits of time, geography, and even human understanding. From the beginning of human history, Yahweh has been known and worshipped by people far beyond the borders of Israel, and the evidence of his influence stretches across civilizations and nations. One of the most striking examples of Yahweh's global reach is found in the story of Jethro, the priest of Midian. Jethro was not an Israelite. He was a member of a distant, neighboring tribe. Yet, when he heard of the mighty acts of Yahweh in delivering Israel from Egypt, his heart was moved, and he recognized the power of the God who had set the Israelites free. In Exodus 18, Jethro rejoices at Yahweh's deliverance of Israel, and in doing so, he worships the true God. He acknowledges Yahweh as the one who is supreme over all other gods. This is a profound moment in Scripture, for it shows that Yahweh's influence was not confined to Israel. Even those who were outside the covenant people were drawn to him. Jethro's recognition and worship of Yahweh is a testament to the universal nature of God's presence, reaching out to those who were not part of Israel's chosen people. The fact that Jethro, a man from another culture, could recognize Yahweh and give him praise speaks volumes about the nature of divine revelation. Yahweh was not limited by geography or ethnicity. His power, his sovereignty, and his love extended beyond the borders of Israel. Just as Yahweh revealed himself to Jethro, he has continued to reveal himself to people of all nations, tribes, and tongues. This global reach is a central theme in Scripture. God is not a local deity, but the creator of the universe, and his invitation to worship and salvation is extended to all people, regardless of where they come from or what they believe. This is not an isolated incident. Throughout the Bible, we see evidence of Yahweh's presence in cultures that were not Israelite. One of the most striking examples is found in the story of Job. Job lived in the land of Uz, far from Israel, yet he recognized Yahweh as the one true God. His story is one of suffering, endurance, and faith, but it is also a story of Yahweh's presence outside Israel. Job's relationship with Yahweh was not limited to a national identity. It was a personal, intimate connection with the Creator. In the midst of his trials, Job calls out to Yahweh, asking for answers and seeking understanding. Despite not being an Israelite, Job's faith in Yahweh was genuine and deep. His story teaches us that Yahweh can reveal himself to anyone, anywhere, and at any time. His revelation is not restricted to a particular people or nation, but is available to all who seek him. The story of Balaam is another example of Yahweh's global influence. Balaam, a prophet who was not part of Israel, was commissioned by the king of Moab to curse the Israelites. However, Yahweh intervened, speaking to Balaam through a donkey and instructing him to bless the Israelites instead of cursing them. Despite Balaam's foreign background and his initial resistance, he obeyed the will of Yahweh. Balaam's story is a powerful reminder that Yahweh is not confined to Israel. Even those who stand opposed to his people can experience his divine will, and even they can be used by God for his purposes. This moment highlights that Yahweh's sovereignty is not limited by human boundaries. His power extends far beyond what we might imagine. These stories remind us that Yahweh is not a God confined to one nation, culture, or group of people. He is the God of all nations, and his presence is evident in every corner of the earth. The fact that people from all walks of life, in different lands and at different times, have recognized Yahweh is a testament to the divine revelation that transcends human barriers. Yahweh is not just the God of Israel. He is the creator of the universe, the one who calls all people to himself. What is the significance of this understanding for us today? It means that Yahweh's message of hope, salvation, and redemption is not limited to a specific group of people. It is a message for all of humanity. It means that regardless of where we come from or what our background is, we are all invited to be part of Yahweh's divine plan. This is a call to each and every one of us to recognize the power and the presence of Yahweh in our lives, to acknowledge Him as the one true God, and to respond to His invitation to join in His eternal mission. Yahweh's global presence also reminds us that His love is not limited to any one people or nation. His love is for everyone. His salvation is for everyone. His invitation to live in relationship with Him is for everyone. As we look at the stories of Jethro, Job, and Balaam, we see that Yahweh's love and revelation are not confined by our human boundaries. They are boundless, reaching out to all who are willing to listen, to seek, and to worship. This is an important lesson for us in today's world. In a world that is often divided by culture, ethnicity, and nationality, Yahweh's message reminds us that there is no division in God's love. He calls all people to Himself, and His message of salvation is for everyone, regardless of who they are or where they come from. This is the true beauty of Yahweh's global mission. As we continue to explore the message of Yahweh, we will see that His mission is not just for the people of Israel, but for all people. His love and His call to salvation extend to every corner of the earth, and His plan for the world is one that invites everyone to participate in His divine story. The power of Yahweh's presence is not limited to the past. It is a living, breathing reality that continues to call all people to Himself today. The message of Yahweh is a message of hope, healing, and redemption for everyone, and it is a message that we are called to share with the world. Let us remember that Yahweh's love and power are not confined by time, place, or culture. They are available to all who are willing to receive them. Whether we are part of Israel or not, Yahweh's presence is with us. His love is for us, and His call to salvation is extended to us. We are all part of His divine plan, and His invitation to join Him in His eternal mission is open to all. Yahweh is the God of all nations, and His love knows no bounds. Yahweh is not merely a God who resides within the borders of Israel. He is the creator of all nations, and His mission spans across the entire earth. From the very beginning, the divine message has been clear. God's plan for salvation is not limited to one people or one land, but is meant for the entirety of humanity. Yahweh's mission, His message, and His calling are all-encompassing, inviting people from every corner of the world to come to Him. The invitation to partake in His divine plan has always been for everyone, not just for those who identify as Israelites. The truth of Yahweh's universal mission is one that must be shared far and wide, for it is a truth that has the power to transform lives, heal hearts, and bring peace to the nations. Consider the life of Abraham, the father of faith. When Yahweh called him, He didn't call Abraham to be the father of just one nation, but of many. "I will make you into a great nation," God told Abraham, "and I will bless you. I will make your name great, and you will be a blessing." Genesis 12:2. But notice that Yahweh's blessing was not for Israel alone. It was for all nations. The promise made to Abraham was not one that confined him to a specific people group, but one that echoed throughout the generations, extending to all the families of the earth. Yahweh's intention was always to use Abraham's lineage as a vehicle for His message of hope and salvation to spread to the world. This is the heart of Yahweh's mission, to bring healing, restoration, and salvation to all of creation. The plan has always been greater than one nation. It has always been about the redemption of the world, the mending of brokenness, and the bringing of peace to a fractured world. This is a truth that reverberates throughout the Bible, from the calling of Abraham to the life and teachings of Jesus Christ. Yahweh's global mission is woven into the very fabric of Scripture, and it is a mission that calls each of us to be part of His plan. When we turn our eyes to the New Testament, we see how Yahweh's mission extends far beyond Israel. The arrival of Jesus, the Son of God, was not just a blessing for Israel, it was a blessing for the world. Jesus came to fulfill the promise made to Abraham and to reveal the fullness of Yahweh's love for all people. His life, death, and resurrection were not just for one nation, but for all who would believe in Him. Jesus' commission to His disciples was clear. Go and make disciples of all nations. Matthew 28-19. This command was not for a select group of people, but for everyone. It is an invitation to all who hear His call to come, to follow, and to be transformed by His love. The mission of Yahweh is one of inclusivity. When it is not exclusive or limited to a particular race, culture, or ethnicity. It is a mission that calls people from every walk of life, from every nation, to be a part of the family of God. Just as Yahweh revealed Himself to Jethro, Balaam, and other non-Israelites, so too does He continue to reveal Himself to people outside the boundaries of Israel. He is not confined by geographical or cultural limitations. Yahweh's love is boundless, and His desire is for all people to experience His healing and salvation. In our world today, it is easy to forget that the message of Yahweh is for everyone. We can become so focused on our own experiences, our own culture, and our own faith traditions that we forget the global nature of God's mission. Yet when we look at the biblical narrative, we see a story that is not limited to one group of people, but is a story that stretches across time and space. The story of Yahweh is a story for the world. It is a story of a God who desires to restore and redeem all of humanity, regardless of where they come from or what they have done. This understanding of Yahweh's global mission challenges us to rethink our role in His plan. If Yahweh is calling people from every nation, then we too are called to share in that mission. As followers of Yahweh, we are tasked with spreading His message of hope, healing, and salvation to the world. We are called to be a light to the nations, to share the good news of Yahweh's love with everyone we encounter, and to invite others to join us in His eternal mission. This is the heart of the Great Commission, to go into the world and make disciples of all nations, teaching them to obey everything that Yahweh has commanded. But this mission is not just about spreading a message, it is about embodying the love of Yahweh in everything we do. It is about being the hands and feet of Jesus in a broken world, offering healing to the hurting, hope to the hopeless, and light to the darkness. Yahweh's mission is not just about words, but about actions, actions that demonstrate His love and power to transform lives. As we participate in His global mission, we become agents of His healing and reconciliation, bringing people from every nation into the fold of God's family. This is a mission that requires us to look beyond ourselves and our immediate surroundings. It requires us to see the world as Yahweh sees it, filled with people who are beloved by God and in need of His love and grace. It challenges us to step out of our comfort zones and embrace the diversity of God's creation, recognizing that the invitation to be part of His family is open to all, regardless of background or circumstance. Yahweh's global mission is also one of unity. In a world that is often divided by race, culture, and nationality, Yahweh's message brings people together. In the family of God, there is no Jew or Gentile, no male or female, no rich or poor. There is only one people, united in Christ. The message of Yahweh's love and salvation is one that breaks down barriers and builds up unity among all believers. It is a message that transcends the divisions that separate us and calls us to live as one in Him. As we reflect on Yahweh's global mission, let us remember that it is not just a mission for the past or the future. It is a mission for the present. Yahweh is still calling people from every nation, tribe, and tongue to Himself. He is still working in the world, healing the broken, restoring the lost, and calling all people into His family. As His followers, we are invited to join Him in this mission. We are called to be part of the story that stretches across time and space, sharing the good news of Yahweh's love and salvation with the world. Let us, then, be faithful to the calling that Yahweh has placed on our lives. Let us participate in His global mission, not just with our words, but with our actions. Let us be the hands and feet of Jesus in a broken world, bringing His healing, hope, and love to those who need it most. And let us always remember that Yahweh's mission is for everyone, not just for a select few, but for all people, everywhere. As we come to the end of this journey, I want you to pause and reflect on something deeply meaningful. Yahweh, the God who is not confined by borders, culture, or time, is the God of all. His love, His mission, and His divine purpose stretch beyond Israel, beyond any one nation, beyond the confines of human understanding. From the earliest days of creation to the present moment, Yahweh has been reaching out, calling each and every one of us into a relationship with Him. Whether we are part of Israel or not, whether we come from ancient lands or modern cities, His invitation is clear. His love is for everyone. His healing is for everyone. His salvation is for everyone. The message we have explored together is not just an ancient story. It is a living, breathing truth that continues to change lives today. Yahweh's presence is as real now as it was in the time of Abraham, Moses, or Melchizedek. His mission is still unfolding, calling people from every nation, tribe, and tongue to know Him, to worship Him, and to be part of His eternal plan. This is the power of the God we serve. He is not distant. He is not isolated to a particular people or place, but He is present with us, inviting us into the fullness of His love and grace. As we reflect on the stories of those who worshipped Yahweh long before Israel became a nation, let us remember that His work is not limited by the boundaries we place on it. He is at work in the hearts of people across the world, drawing them to Himself. We too are called to be a part of this global mission. Just as Abraham, Melchizedek, and Jethro recognized Yahweh's sovereignty, we are called to recognize His work in our lives and to share it with others. If this message has touched your heart, if you found something in this story that resonates with your soul, I invite you to share in this journey with me. The truth of Yahweh's love is not just something to be heard, it is something to be lived and shared. If you feel that this video has brought light into your life, if it has helped you see the vastness of God's love and His plan for all people, I humbly ask you to support the work we are doing here. Your encouragement, your comments, and your support make all the difference. This channel is dedicated to bringing the timeless truth of Yahweh's love to people everywhere. If you've been moved by the message, if you've found hope, healing, or a new understanding of God's global mission, I ask you to consider joining in. Every like, every share, every comment helps spread this message of love and truth further. It's not about just growing a channel. It's about growing a community that reflects Yahweh's love for all people. Your support allows me to continue creating content that brings light into the world. If you feel that this message is one worth sharing, I invite you to be a part of it. No matter how small your gesture may seem, it is invaluable to me. Your kindness and encouragement mean the world. Together, we can continue sharing the powerful, healing message of Yahweh's love to a world that so desperately needs it. Let us not forget the power of Yahweh's mission, his love for all people, his desire to heal, restore, and redeem. It's a message that goes beyond Israel. It's a message for every heart that is open, for every soul that is searching for truth. And together, we can be a part of that mission. So, if this video has sparked something in your heart, if it has reminded you of the vast and boundless love of God, I encourage you to share your thoughts, your experiences, and your reflections. What does Yahweh's global mission mean to you? How has this message touched your life? Thank you, from the depths of my heart, for being part of this journey. Your presence, your engagement, and your support are a blessing. Together, let's continue to spread the message of Yahweh's love, healing, and salvation to the world. Let's join together in sharing the truth that Yahweh is not just the God of Israel, but the God of all nations, the God of all people, and the God of your life.